Hello superhero fans, welcome back to Triple I TV, and today we are going to discuss about the story details and the ending of the upcoming MCU Fantastic Four reboot film. It looks like ultimately the entire multiverse is going to start collapsing, which is going to bring us right into Avengers Secret Wars, and apparently this is going to be a pretty big plot point for the ending of the Fantastic Four reboot film that is coming to the MCU hopefully pretty soon. So today we will talk about a new report that has been going around that talks about how the Fantastic Four is going to end, and then it goes into Secret Wars. It does line up with some other reports that we have heard recently, so it could actually be what is going to happen in the Fantastic Four film. And yes, if you are wondering, it does involve Galactus. Yes, it does. It does look like this film is going to take place in another universe, which we have been talking about for a while, so let's deep dive into this. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the MCU news. This report today is coming from somebody who leaked some stuff about Secret Invasion and Daredevil Born Again. We know that Daredevil Born Again is essentially cancelled the version that they had, at least, as it is now being rewritten and reworked. A lot of what is going to happen during the first season has been coming out. And one of those things is that Foggy was going to be dead in Daredevil Born Again. He was going to be killed off in episode 1, but it has now come to light and been proven true. Will that happen in the rewrite for Daredevil Born Again? We are unsure, but the point is that the report was right. So it's coming from the user Dborn. He mentions that Fantastic Four's last draft had them in the 16th in another universe. Now, this is what we have heard so far, so this is in line with everything that we have heard. Many insiders have reported about this, so it's probably true. A lot of people are hearing the same thing, and I have a theory on how I think it's all going to work out in the end after Secret Wars, but the report continues to state that they are the only heroes and huge stars, speaking of the universe, that they are in, so they are going to be the only heroes in that universe. It's essentially going to be like one of the old Fantastic Four films that we saw. There are no other heroes in those universes. It's just the Fantastic Four, and they are famous because they are again the only superheroes so far. Of course, all the spotlight is going to be on them, plus something I always loved about the Fantastic Four is that they do not hide who they are. They are open to show their identities. The report continues and states they have to save their world from Galactus and his heralds, but they lose here where it gets juicy, and the TVA saves them and takes them to the new universe. Now, this is very interesting, and I do really like the idea of them losing to Galactus and now being taken to another universe. That way, when they get to a new universe, we move forward to a new universe in a whole new branch of new stories. That can happen because they are in a different universe. Now, this lines up really well with everything that we have heard about Deadpool 3. What we have heard from insiders is that in Deadpool 3, the multiverse is going to start to collapse and a lot of incursions are going to start to happen. So the TVA is going to start to take certain heroes from universes that are collapsing and dying, and they are going to take them and put them all in one universe, one world, kind of like a spin-off Avengers Secret Wars battle world. And even though they are saving a bunch of heroes, I am sure they'll actually try to save some powerful villains as well, because from what we believe that TVA is going to save certain people so they can help fight Kang and all of the Kang variants. So once all of these heroes and I believe the villains are going to be in one place, I am sure they are going to fight. I'm sure it will still be a type of battle world. We can assume that they are not going to get along, especially if you have people like Victor Von Doom going up against Reed Richards, going up against Tony Stark, going up against Doctor Strange. A lot of conflicting big personalities are there. And what I basically imagined is kind of like how the first Avenger film was. They all fighting in a lot at the beginning and almost wanted to fight each other, Captain America and Tony Stark, physically, but eventually come together in the end. I think that's what is going to happen in Deadpool 3 and Secret Wars. However, I think some of the actual fights are really going to go down, especially because we know that not everyone is going to survive the events of Deadpool 3. But apparently, the end of the Fantastic Four is going to show us the Fantastic Four losing to Galactus and some of his heralds. TVA is going to take them to this battle world type of place, and from where I'm sure all of the heroes are going to come together and say, hey, we get to defeat Kang and his variants. We got to get rid of the Council of Kang, and that will be Secret Wars. Now, what happens to the Fantastic Four after Secret Wars and the other heroes? I have a theory. We will talk about this in a while. Studios are planning to do a soft reboot at the end of the Avengers Secret Wars in the beginning of the Phase 7. Or possibly Phase 1 again, depending on how they decide to do that. And the fact that a lot of people are reporting about the Fantastic Four coming from another universe into one universe where a lot of people are going to exist, whether that be our main 616 universe or universe where the TVA has collected everybody. It seems like a lot of different heroes and villains are going to wind up in one universe. Well, going forward, I think it's probably how MCU is going to proceed that in one universe. And I think this might be a sort of the best of both worlds situation, because if you do a hard reboot, then everything that happened in the Infinity Saga did not happen. And that would be a kind of a slap in the face of us fans. So that's all for today. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for the latest MCU updates.